Travel season is here, and you're probably starting to think about all the cute outfits and fun places you'll be going to, but there's a big problem. You're an overpacker, and you always bring way too much.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And let's be honest, you never wear half of what you packed, so why do you keep doing it? Packing light without having to sacrifice your style is easier than you think. So in this video, I'll show you the exact packing system that can easily fit up to 2 weeks in a carry-on bag, and even leaves room for a little shopping while you're at it. Oh, and I'm packing for winter this time, so should be interesting. And if you're traveling really soon, I got you. I've made a free downloadable packing checklist to make this super easy and you never leave home without your toothbrush again. You can grab it for free down in the description. All right, let's get packing. The first thing I always start with is the bag. If I'm traveling for a week or more, I always like to use a carry-on sized rolling suitcase and one personal item. You can use a tote bag or something really cute, but I always opt to bring a backpack so that I can be as hands-free as possible. Plus, I really hate traveling lopsided like this. The suitcase I'm using this time is the Monos expandable carry-on, and I want to say thanks to Monos for sponsoring this part of the video. Since I'm packing for cold weather travel, this little bit of extra space on the expandable luggage will come in super handy. I've been traveling with Monos luggage for the past 3 years now, and I gotta say, they're legit. I've never had a problem getting on any flights with it, it fits everything I need, and they've just made a really seamless travel and packing experience for me. This carry-on is lightweight, maneuvers really easily with these 360-degree rolling wheels, and I've never had a problem with it fitting on major airlines or even with smaller planes like Porter or Ryanair. I come with receipts. And if you don't need luggage, they've got a ton of bags and backpacks for your everyday commutes that are really cute and handy. So if you've been thinking about upgrading your luggage this year, now is actually the perfect time because by the time this video goes up, Monos' Black Friday sale will already be on. They're having 25% off site-wide, including the aluminum luggage. I'll leave everything linked down below so you can go check it out. Thanks, Monos. Now that we've got the bags out of the way, let's talk packing accessories that are going to change your life when it comes to staying organized while you're traveling. And that is packing cubes. If you haven't traveled with packing cubes and you're an organizational freak like me, then I gotta say, you're really missing out. These ones are my favorite because not only are they quite thick and heavy duty, but they're also compressible, so you can save even more space in your luggage if you need it. I love to use these too because it just makes it really easy to find exactly what you're looking for, plus they add an extra layer of protection for your clothes if anything does happen to spill in your suitcase in transit. Ask me how I know. I also think it's really handy to bring a makeup bag like this, and since you're traveling carry-on, there is going to be a liquid limit of 100 ml, and that's where a refillable toiletry case like this comes in so handy. Okay, so now that you have all of your gear ready to go, let's talk about what we're wearing. So I say that packing in the winter is tricky, but not impossible. I've done it. I've gone to New York City in the wintertime. I've gone to London and Copenhagen in the middle of February. So it definitely can be done, and no, you won't freeze or have to look like the Michelin Man either. If you bring clothes that are versatile, that play well together, and that are easy to wash and low maintenance, you're gonna be golden. So before you start actually getting into the individual pieces that you're bringing on your trip, you need to think about 3 things. Number 1 being the weather. Is it going to be mild? Is it cold? Is it going to be windy? You need to make sure that you're accounting for that. Number 2 is what you're planning on doing on your trip. Are you going to be walking around a lot, shopping, sightseeing, going to museums, or are you even going to be hiking and out in nature? So the clothes need to make sense for where you're going and what you're doing. And finally, you need to make sure that the clothes you choose play well together. The easiest way to fall into the trap of overpacking is when you start packing based on individual outfits. That's when I think the suitcase is going to start to fill up really fast. Instead, I think it's a lot more efficient and just easier to pack pieces that mix and match well together. You should be able to take one piece from that travel capsule and wear it across a bunch of different occasions, either in a setting that's quite casual for daytime and be able to elevate it for nighttime really easily. So you really need to choose your pieces wisely so that you can get a lot out of a little. For this trip, I'm planning on doing a lot of walking, visiting a lot of coffee shops, and doing a bit of shopping and dinners out.
I'll be packing using the 5-4-3-2-1 method. This has been a life-changing method for me that I talked about in my previous packing video, so if you want to see it a little bit more in depth, definitely check that out. But if you want to break this method down, it's essentially packing 5 tops, 4 bottoms, 3 pairs of shoes, 2 layering pieces, 1 piece of outerwear, and then your other singles like pajamas, purses, things like that. Always remember that this packing method is a guideline, so modify it as you need to. And yes, this packing method also means that I'm going to need to do some laundry in my travels, and that's really the secret.
So this is exactly what I'm packing. And don't worry, because in a second I'm going to break down each piece and why I chose to bring it. For tops, I'm bringing 1 cotton sweater, 1 slimmer sweater made out of cashmere, 2 t-shirts for underlayering, and I'm going to make sure that I choose one in a more oversized proportion like this, and one that's a bit more slim to the body and cropped so that I'm not stuck with one vibe the entire time. 1 button down for a smarter, more preppy option and great for layering, and I always like to travel with at least 1 tank top so that I have a proportion that's more slim to the body and shows a bit more skin if I want that. When you're packing, it's important to choose a color palette that's easy to style for you to make mixing and matching really easy. So I went with some fail-safe neutrals like gray, navy, blue, black, and white. And a pop of red so you don't say that I'm that boring. For bottoms, I always like to bring 1 pair of blue jeans, and I always like to make sure that pair is in a dark indigo wash. That way I can dress it up or dress it down really easily. If indigo is not your thing, then go for like a black or a gray jean, but I find when I travel with a light wash denim, even though it's my favorite, if I want the most versatility in terms of dressing up and dressing down, then I always go with a darker wash. For places like the plane, lounging in the hotel room, or just chilling out at breakfast, I'm gonna bring 1 pair of track pants. These ones are really cool because they're in this like burgundy kind of purplish color. It just feels a bit lighter overall than wearing black, but it still matches really well with all the tops in this capsule. These pants specifically have become like my travel secret weapon. These are the Daydrift trousers from Lululemon, and these to me are like if a dress pant and a technical pant had a baby. They have the silhouette of a dress pant, they're pleated, they have belt loops so that you can put a belt on it to dress it up, but they slip on like a track pant and they are so comfortable. And I think that these are truly the perfect dress pant to travel in because you can wash them easily. They don't wrinkle, you can like throw them in your suitcase and it's no big deal. Basically, these are just no fuss compared to if I chose a wool pant that would need to be dry cleaned or could potentially get wrinkled or things like that. So I have been opting to travel with these and I still wear them to things like dinner if I throw on a blazer with them. Like you can't tell, they work really well in dressed up outfits. And yeah, they are really good. So these are gonna be like my dress pant and my sneaky comfy pant at the same time. And I always like to pack at least 1 pair of leggings just for lounging, for chilling out. And if I don't wear the track pants on the plane, then I'll probably wear these. For shoes, I'm bringing 3 pairs, 1 pair of boots that I can dress up and down, 1 pair of sneakers, and this pair of flats that are so lightweight they feel like slippers. I love the pointed toe silhouette on these. They're really elongating, but they're also so comfortable. The heel is not too high at all, so they're just really easy to walk in. I've walked thousands and thousands of steps in these and never had a problem. The other thing I'm paying attention to though is these boots have a much different texture and silhouette. These are a bit shiny, they have that pointed toe silhouette, so when I want to feel more elevated, that's when I'm gonna go for these. If you need boots that are a bit more practical than this, then go for a stylish Chelsea boot like this. Bonus points if it's insulated. I never travel without a pair of sneakers. My Sambas have been great. Throw in a wool sock, no big deal. I'm not going anywhere super snowy or wet, so these should be fine. And I'm bringing these cutie little slipper shoes. They pack into nothing. You can see how like thin they pack down. So they're gonna take up literally no space in the suitcase, but they just add that little bit of extra shine and texture. But I see myself wearing these either on the flights, they're really easy to slip on and off, or just like at breakfast or coffee in the morning. So just like a cute little transitional shoe. A little flat, I think, is a really nice thing to bring, especially if it doesn't take up a lot of space.
I'm still debating on whether or not I'm gonna pack these boots. These are boots I wear all the time walking around here in Toronto when it's wet and slightly snowy, but they do a decent job for inclement weather, so if I do pack these, I'm probably going to be wearing them on the plane. And always put your shoes in a shoe bag because they are the dirtiest thing that go in your luggage.
For extra layering pieces, I'm only bringing two. One is this oversized cashmere sweater from COS. This is really handy because it is 100% cashmere, so it's going to keep you super warm while still being breathable and feel quite nice on your skin. Really easy to throw over the shoulders. So if you can find a sweater that's made of cashmere or merino wool, something that's a bit on the thinner side, it's going to keep you so warm without having to deal with all the bulk and the extra space that it takes up in your luggage. I'm a blazer girl through and through, so I'm just going to throw in this black oversized one, and they're just sort of a styling hack. You throw it on and all of a sudden you just look chic right away, even if you're wearing leggings and a t-shirt. I'm choosing a more oversized silhouette so that I can wear it like a jacket if I want to, and I'm choosing black because it just goes so easily with everything else in this capsule. When it comes to outerwear though, this next tip is going to be a game changer because nobody wants to pack their big giant down-filled parkas on their trip. It's bulky, it's uncomfortable, and it just might leave a lot to be desired in terms of style. So this is something I started doing for every cold weather trip, and that was to pack this Uniqlo light down vest. This has been the absolute game changer when it comes to winter layering and still looking cute. So all you're gonna do is pack your favorite wool overcoat, your nice dressy coat, preferably made of natural fibers like wool, cashmere, or camel hair. And all you're gonna do is layer your favorite overcoat over top. I saw people doing this all over the UK, Paris, and Amsterdam the first time I traveled in the cold weather. And I just thought it was so smart because by the time you throw on your other layers like your scarf, like you can't even tell that you're wearing something so technical and sporty underneath. And it has just been the perfect way to stay warm and stylish without the bulk in the winter. I cannot recommend this vest enough. I think it's important to choose at least one scarf that you love. It can be colorful, it can have a bunch of patterns, it can be fun, but I like to bring something that is big enough to wear as a blanket or a shawl. You can roll it up and use it as a pillow on the plane because a scarf can be just as practical as it can be stylish, so definitely make sure you bring one of those. I always like to bring one pair of gloves. These ones are leather and they're lined with wool, so they're super duper warm, and I find the leather just to be a bit more elevated and versatile that way. And it's gonna be a game time decision, but I'm gonna bring either this cashmere beanie that's in black, or if I wanna be really fun and colorful, I got this really cute blue one in Copenhagen last year. So that's the core of the capsule wardrobe, and just some other things to never travel without are things like a bathing suit, because you never know. I'm bringing one belt, one pair of sunglasses, one set of pajamas, one workout set, this bag for daytime, one pair of undies for every day plus one, and you want to make sure that you're keeping your feet warm, so grab a few pairs of wool or merino wool socks while you're at it. The key with this travel capsule is that it gives you options. This is just a couple of outfits I could wear to the airport. This is what I could wear during the day. Then I can take some of these exact pieces and make a few swaps, and I'm ready for dinner or date night. This to me is the sign of a really good capsule. You're not worried about pre-planning outfits, you can just throw things together and it just works. And you know what? These outfits, the accessories, they're so cute. But when you're packing, you just need to make sure that you're mastering this one key thing, and that is layering. If you skip on that key step, then be prepared to haul around a bunch of heavy luggage and having to check your bag. Or multiple. But now I'm going to show you exactly how you're going to layer up your outfits when you're out on your trip. And I can't believe I haven't mentioned this yet, but you're going to need some thermal underlayers. My favorite by far are the Uniqlo Heat Tech. They're affordable and they work so well. But if you want something made of natural fibers, you can also check out these merino wool tights from Unbound Merino. The key here is that you want something thin enough where it doesn't add a lot of bulk or heaviness to your outfit while still keeping you warm. So now we're ready for the packing itself. With this, I just use the packing cubes and fill them up as much as I possibly can. And make sure that you're utilizing all of your space. You can see here I stuffed the gloves into the hat to save a bit of space. I also put some socks in the shoes that I packed on the other side of the suitcase. And I always make sure I separate my clothes from anything else that I'm bringing, like my hair straightener, my makeup, just so things stay as protected as possible. Packing is truly a game of Tetris, but I believe you can do it.
With my suitcase pretty much done, I'm gonna move on to my backpack. I always want to be one of those girlies that carries a really chic tote bag with her while I travel, but that is just not me. It hurts my shoulders, and I just think a backpack is so practical and ergonomic, especially when you travel, so that is always the personal item that I bring. And in my backpack, I always carry my electronics and things that I just don't want to accidentally go missing, especially if I need to check my bag. So I'm gonna put things like my laptop, my wallet, my passport. It all just fits in here really nice and organized.
So now you know exactly how to pack for your next trip in a carry-on bag only, no matter where you're going or for how long. And you can do it in the winter. And if you want to keep your packing even more minimalist, check out this video where I show you exactly how to pack in just one backpack. It can be done. Safe travels! Bye!